Welcome to SHOT Show 2024. I'm your favorite libertarian, and this is your favorite SHOT Show coverage coming to you from MIRA Safety's booth. I'm joined by Roman over at MIRA Safety. Roman, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Roman, if you could tell us a little bit about what you do here and a little bit about your company, that'd be great.
Sure. So we are a company that specializes in personal protective equipment, primarily for CBRN protection, and that stands for chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear. We have a line of gas masks, otherwise known as respirators, as you'll see here. And then we also have a bunch of different filters depending on the application. On the side over there, we also have products for detection and decontamination of chem biowarfare agents. And we also have body armor. So we have level 4 plates, side plates, and then front and back swimmer's cut ballistic armor. All right, guys, so this year we have a bunch of our masks. Some you've seen and some are new. Over the last couple of months, we released the CMI01. This is our industrial general purpose respirator that also is very budget conscious. I believe the retail on this is $120 for an Italian made product that's actually quite low considering its capabilities, its robustness, and how well it's built. And the CM8M, it's been out of stock for a very long time. It's a very popular seller, and we did redesign the inner mask to fit a wider variety of faces. It is now available on mirasafety.com, and it is being displayed at our booth, so come check it out. As far as the filters go, we do recommend you check out the NBC77 SOF. That's our flagship filter, along with the VK530. So both are very unique. The NBC77 SOF combines 3 different filters into one, where you're getting a toxic industrial chemical filter. It also does CBRN agents, and it has a DIN-rated reactor, which captures radioactive methyl iodide gas that's emitted during nuclear reactor meltdowns. And unless a filter is rated to do such a thing, it's not going to work for that kind of application. So make sure if you are shopping around for a filter that's doing it all, right, a do-it-all multi-gas filter, that you check out the ratings and make sure that it actually does everything. The VK530, this does toxic industrial chemicals. And the unique factor about this is it has hopcolite in it, which converts carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide, allowing you to breathe it out. So it's perfect for wildfire preparedness, any kind of home fire preparedness, as a tool for escape and evasion. If something goes down, you don't want to hang out in that area. You want to don your mask and get out as fast as possible. And this will actually give you a chance to get out even in a carbon monoxide environment, right? Up to 5,000 parts per million, this filter will work.
And I will say, I've used that personally. I started a fire in my backyard and just stood right in front of the smoke and with my face in the smoke, just breathed in as deeply as I could over and over again.
Yeah.
No teary eyes. I was breathing clean air. It's incredible.
We don't recommend that, but it's interesting that you did that. And so when things burn, one of the things that happened is, particles get released. And that's probably most of what you're experiencing there is particulates. And to filter out particulates, you really don't even need a carbon filter, okay? The carbon comes into play when you're filtering out gases and vapors. And when things burn, right, maybe not wood so much because it doesn't really release that many chemicals, but when things burn, houses, buildings, structures, gases and vapors get released. So in that kind of case, you would want a toxic industrial chemical filter that covers the widest variety of threats, okay? And then the other thing that can happen is in a low oxygen environment, carbon monoxide forms, and that's when you'd want a thing that converts carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide. The best product for that kind of time is an SCBA, a self-contained breathing apparatus, which is essentially like a scuba tank on your back.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that available, which very few normal everyday citizens have available, this is the next best thing to carrying your own oxygen with you.
I'm happy to check that out too if you guys want to send one. All right, sure. Very good. Yeah, and I was using the CM6M mask for that. It was a fire escape kit that I did a video on. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll link it up here, and you can see the testing that I did with that. But even with, because I have a little bit of a beard, it's not much to talk about, but this still kept a really good seal, which I was surprised with, because usually you got to be clean shaven, which they recommend. You guys recommend.
Yeah, we recommend being clean shaven. In a pinch, there's some of our customers that say, I'm not doing it, I'm not shaving, I don't care.
That's me.
We at least recommend keeping a buzzard in your kit, so you can take it down pretty close, as close as possible, in case an emergency happens. Yes, it will slow you down, it'll take you a few minutes to do it. However, it's a few minutes, right?
Right.
And if you have that tool available to take it down, you at least stand a chance to make it through whatever situation is happening.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
And the fire escape kit, that also comes in this really big bag, so that's something you could throw in that bag too, if you wanted to have that razor handy.
The things that aren't talked about as much that I recommend, really the tapper is one that's not talked about as much because it's a half-face respirator, right? I'm a firm believer that the best mask is the one you have with you during an emergency. And it may not be practical to carry around a large respirator with you on a day-to-day basis. So I highly recommend that if you aren't carrying, every day carrying a full-face respirator with you, to at least carry a half-face respirator because you never know, right? There are many instances where things can happen where the air becomes toxic. 9/11, for instance, right? If on that day people had something so simple as even a half-face respirator to block out all that stuff coming out of the towers, we wouldn't have had so many cases of mesothelioma and 9/11 syndrome, as they call it. So keep that in mind, guys.
And this works with all these filters? All of these are interchangeable, or is it a
they're
filter?
all interchangeable, yes. We do recommend using the compact line of filters that we have.
Okay.
So we have the P3 compact. This is a particulate filter. We also have the Pecan compact, which has activated carbon meant for riot control agents. So yeah, those are the two options for this specific mask.
And the different sizes, the different size is maybe going to dictate how long you can have it before the filter is done or used up?
Absolutely. So that's one of the factors there. So the larger the filter, the more surface area it has, both on the particulate layer and the more carbon it has to filter stuff out.
Makes sense.
Now it still depends on how it was chemically treated, the metal halide impregnation process. It's a very complex technical product, right?
I'm glad you know those words. I understand some of those words.
It's a complex technical product. It's kind of like cooking. Making a gas mask filter is very similar to cooking.
Okay.
Where you have the activated carbon, right? But then to impregnate the metal halides is a whole process, and you got to know what to do first, what to do last, how much of each ingredient to use to get the final product.
If you could pick one AR-15 out of your personal collection, what would it be and why?
So that's a very difficult question, and my one AR-15 that I would pick is a Franken AR-15 that I built myself, and it is a Daniels Defense upper. It's like a D4, D3 something. It's an 11.5-inch upper. Okay. With a silencer coat can, and then an Arrow Precision lower, and then I think a Geisley trigger.
Is it the M4E1, the hand slower?
I forget.
Okay.
I forget. It's been a while since I built it, and it's lightweight. For me, that's important because I like to train with my gear, and as I'm training, I'm wearing a helmet, I'm wearing nods, I'm wearing my plate carrier.
Okay.
I'm carrying around a 16-inch or what? It's heavy. It's taxing on your neck, especially with the ballistic helmet on. So light is good. I like keeping the weight down because it makes you a more capable fighter. Yeah. In my opinion. And
what kind? Are you using lasers at all?
Oh yeah. So I just got the Raid XE laser. Haven't tested it too much yet, but I usually use a D-ball. Laser or ball.
Does that one have a visible flashlight on it too, or do you have a separate flashlight?
Separate flashlight.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you run
flashlight.
for that?
Just a Surefire Mini Scout.
Okay.
Once again, I like to keep it light, so
the
Mini Scout's good enough for me. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks for coming by.
Awkward goodbye.
Yeah. It's like, thanks, bye.
Well, see ya. So, Roman, thank you so much for your time. Where can people find you if they want to know more? Either personal socials, MIRA Safety socials, website. Where can they find you guys?
So you can go onto our website, www.mirasafety.com. You can find us on Instagram at MIRA Safety. You can find us on YouTube at MIRA Safety. We're all over there.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more SHOT Show coverage with your favorite libertarian and friends.